Hello there, I'm Daz. Welcome to the third and final instalment of my walkthrough for the mod Mirage Island by ZUVU. That's ZUVU. A very nice mod it is too. So, this time I'm starting in this large underground cavern, which is accessed through the sinkhole in the bay. And I'm just about to head to the friendly Spriggan in order to craft the key which is going to enable me to explore the Dwarven ruins. So a few more skeletons lurking around. It's a bit of a maze, is this place, until you familiarise yourself with the layout. So there we are on the world map, by the way. I best crack on, if this is going to be the final episode. Okay, so there is another gate off in this direction. We can't get through there just yet. I need to craft the key, and this is where the vast amounts of frost salts, fire salts and void salts come into play. First I need to speak to this friendly lady.
Yes?
Who sounds very much like Angeline Marad.
So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
So we can purchase this shard of guilty, which is an essential item. This actually seems to respawn if you allow time for the Spriggan's inventory to reset, or just exit the game. That probably works as well. And the rest of the inventory just functions as a regular alchemist. That is also an ingredient needed for some crafting later on if you want to get hold of that.
Take care now.
But now we interact with this little altar. And I'm going to fashion the Dwemer gate key. Next time around, once I've managed to grab hold of the Shard of Curiosity, I'm going to be heading back here to craft this Forbidden Memories, which is a key to unlock the final mystery of this mod. Nicely done. I fell into the water on the practice run and I had to swim around looking for a way back up. Okay, so I am now in the large cavern that I showed you actually in episode 1, where I entered the trapdoor in the fisherman's shack, and there was a gated passageway. You can see the gate is still locked up there. I'll show you how to unlock that before I explore the rest of this place, because there is a hidden chest in that direction if you can get through that gate. Right. My character is actually quite overpowered, so I'm going to be tearing through these quite easily. My headphones are a little bit rubbish actually. I can't hear what direction the enemies are coming from. But in order to open the gate over in that direction, we need to get into here, and it seems to be a master lock, unfortunately, for people with a low lockpicking skill. We just need to flick this switch. a bit of loot. I'll leave that there, I don't need any of that. Hopefully the gate has now opened up there. It's sort of difficult to see, to be honest. Let's see if that mage light goes through where the bars would be. Yep, it looks like that's opened up nicely, so I'll head in there once I've cleared this area. So we are looking for the final shard in the collection. I'll just show you the ones I have already at this point. Calamity, Guilty, Innocence and Sin. So I'm not going to bother searching these guys. I just want to try and get this done within sort of 20 to 30 minutes. Just so I don't need to run into an episode 4. Okay, so this place is actually reminiscent of Mazulft in its layout. You might see some familiar kind of sights. Luckily we don't have any chorus or Falmer to deal with. Got some ore veins, a knapsack there that usually has some jewellery in it. Yep, gold diamond ring. I'll go back to the local map so you can see the layout so far. So I've really enjoyed working through this mod. And it seems like it takes about 1.5 hours to work through this, if you know what you're doing. I think it took me 3 or 4 hours when I was practicing, because obviously I was quite confused at certain points. Okay, so we need to activate this valve here, which reveals a Centurion. Activate this valve also, that is essential in order to... I don't know why I didn't grab those earlier. Yeah, you need to spin that valve in order to get hold of the final shard. And for that, we are heading into this area. And the gate is open. So, rusted katana, I'm not sure if this actually has any use. I'm going to take it anyway. I can always place it in the display cases. So we have a spell, blacksmith armor, which is quite interesting, a conjuration spell. I'll show you that in a moment. And we also have a ethereal circlet, which seems to work in the same way as the visage of Mazund that you can find in Falbathars on Solstheim. So I'll just demonstrate that first. A powerful steam attack. So that works as a repeatable power, Breath of Unchuak. Might be better in third person. Put away the sword. Wrong button. Right, so it eats quite a bit of stamina, and I am not a high stamina character, as you can see, but it is repeatable. Very nice. That's going to be useful against Frost Atronachs, I'm sure. For any mage characters. Make sure I get my gear back on. I'm almost forgetting the blacksmith hammer. So there we are. So on my character, that actually does 264 base damage as well as the fire damage, but that's because I'm wearing ridiculous clothing to enhance one-handed skill, as you can see, almost 2000%. So the base damage is 13. Which is the same as the rusted katana, if that gives you an idea. Now, there's nothing in that direction. We need to spin this valve and get back out through this gate. So there we are. I now need to head back to the shrine and the Spriggan without getting lost. So I'm heading back up here. I can craft the key that I need to unlock the final area, which is just outside of the upper part of the lighthouse on that secret invisible walkway. Forbidden memories. So it looks like a lantern, but it actually goes in the inventory into the keys section. There we are. Okay, so let's vacate this area, try and get back out without getting lost. So we actually need to head out the same way we came in. It's just finding the right area. Across this bridge. And we are heading on the local map towards that porthole there. In case you get lost, try to find your way out. I'd better use a bit of candle light. Just before I leave, actually, I think I forgot to point out this underwater chest. Just near the area where you enter this place from the bay. And we're almost done, folks. Just a couple of loose ends to tie up. Now we've got a bit of mist going on. So first I'm going to head through the trapdoor in this little shack just to get to the hidden secret chest, which should be full of gems if it's consistent with my practice run. So the gate is now open. This, I suppose, also acts as a quick access to this area once this is opened. You'll need to just be careful dropping down because there isn't a path to walk down as far as I can see. So there are the gems. Yep, I nearly came a cropper then. Yeah, it should be pretty safe to jump down there. So now into the lighthouse. And I need to bring back reality in order to trigger the next stage. So get rid of the mirage. So here we are now back in the real world, and there's something that I forgot to show you in the last episode, which relates to those 3 shrines that are dotted around the island. So I'll make sure to just visit one of those. So yeah, the mirage is much more comfortable. So this is one of the shrines, and you can see forget alteration perks, conjuration perks. So it works the same way as the black book at the end of the Dragonborn quest line, really. You can spend dragon souls to redistribute perk points. There is a shrine for thief skills and warrior skills as well. I don't have any dragon souls because my character hasn't even completed Bleak Falls Barrow. But for players with souls to spend, that might be useful. So as in the previous one, we need to sleep in this bed. Which should send me back to the top of the lighthouse on Mirage Island. Where I can now, if I'm facing west, jump up onto this invisible little path and unlock the invisible door. And enter the nightmare. So in order to leave, you can just exit through this portal later on. I did a little bit of exploring around here the first time, but I don't think there's much point in heading away from the beaten track, to be honest. I didn't really find anything. Let's just see what we have here. Have I just gotten myself lost? Yeah, I have. Sorry about that. So it's definitely not a good idea to head away from the beaten track, because you end up walking around in circles if you're not careful. So here we are. Just light that up a little bit. And we have a final unique item. Right there. And it is the Skull of Blasphemy. Which, if I just take a look at this, Skull of Blasphemy summons a gargoyle for 60 seconds. I'm not sure if that is extended with perks or not. So that seems to be everything, folks. Hopefully I've not missed anything important. If I have, please let me know. And yes, I've really enjoyed this. It's been a worthwhile addition to my Skyrim. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.